Struggling with prop firms? Let's go. Now, once you figure out how to draw zones, you basically, in my eyes, figured out how to trade. You figured out, how to make consistent profits. Obviously, putting psychology to your side, we figured out how to pass prop firm challenges comfortably. We'll be digging a bit deep into that. But obviously, when you're as a beginner or even intermediate level, whatever stage you might be, right? Let me just remove this. The problem when you come to a brand new clean sheet, right? This clean chart, right? Is you look at this and you think bunch of zigzags, two color coded candles, and it's like, where do I put my zones? Now, another problem is it doesn't really matter how you draw your zones, right? Now, what do I mean by that? The confusion normally comes from, let me bring them previous zones back. Okay, this is for gold, right? We're going to be using gold for the example. So we've got these zones here. Another problem is, break and retest basically happens everywhere, even on the smallest time frame, the biggest time frame. Drawing good quality zones ain't enough, and that's the biggest truth out there, right? When it comes to, if your circle is all around the break and retest, like your whole trading concept, everything, drawing high super quality zones ain't enough. Even they'll sometimes get wicked out, get broken. I'll give you an example, right? So example, let me just say this zone here, right? You got rejection here, right? Huge wick up here, right? So look at this. Even though this was a retest and I'm on the 4-hour time frame, so we're not playing any games here. We're on the 4-hour time frame. This was a resistance, so because the price comes down, bit of a curve, strong rejection, price just falls from there. Some people might even call this like a supply and demand level, right? Huge wick through it. That's gonna happen. Price comes up, rejects it. So in the past even it's respected, but then it breaks through, comes down here, and then I'm pretty sure obviously on your small time frame it'll give me my rejection, my price goes through. Now there's something else going on here as well, right? We could add in many of the confluences, and that's what you gotta add. Look at this. We are in a bullish trend. We are pushing further and further up. As we become closer to these zones, what does price do? It goes even, the rise. Look at this. First we're slightly moving, higher and higher. When it comes to this point, we get a really sharp upward thrust from the, and that's how you add to your confidence. Now, what is the difference between price going sideways like this, not sideways, but you know what I mean, like not that much of a steep rise, compared to this one? It's volume, right? So we treading along comfortably, a lot more volume comes in, and what that is really, you can call it, imagine it as thrust. We're getting more power. So first let's look at it. Imagine it's like a paper plane, right? If you made a paper plane hovering with the wind. Now imagine this point over to here, it's like a astronaut's rocket, right? The fuel, the thrust, everything, acceleration, everything changes, and we just go boom. It's not even up to here, it should be up to even like it's really more steeper. These are the kind of moves you want to be a part of and you want to capitalize on. That's why you get huge risk rewards, and this is obviously how my students are finding success as well. By the way, if you are interested in a one-to-one mentorship, if you are looking for a link will be in the video description. And yeah, I mean, as you can see here, passing multiple prop firm challenges, getting payouts, making trading look super simple, and obviously you're gonna get your losing days as well. That's why I even post my winning trades, losing trades. It's all about transparency. You can see over here as well, 1 to 4s, 1 to 5s, catching moves like these, and so on, 1 to 11. But it's actually having an edge that you can take to prop firm challenge. If you're doing a 9 to 5, I mean, how long do you want to carry that on for? You can either figure it out on YouTube, and don't get me wrong, that's how I did it, but it took me a lot longer, right, as I would have liked to. But if you want to, short curve, your learning curve, I should say, and also if you want to have over here the most affordable course on the internet, 12 super, detailed videos, highly valued videos inside here. It's only for 99. We'll be increasing this. Now this ain't your normal. Once you join, you create your account and password, and once you're in, the videos get uploaded frequently, and all you gotta do is just open your tab, your portfolio thing, inside your account, and then the video will automatically get uploaded. Super simple. Link will be in the video description for that as well. So now once obviously we've let's break this down actually, right? So we got our zone now. If you go to a smaller time frame, I mean, look at this, right? There's even trends within trends, guys. Look at this. Right now, this is what normally, let me just clean this up a bit. When price, now this is arguing with the zone on the 4 hour time frame, right? Price is coming, look at this, we're creating higher lows, new highs. We're just pushing further and further up until we get to this point. Let's call this red. Until we get to this point. This is a vital area, right? I mean, these are important areas as well. But even if I go to the 4 hour time frame, let's change the color of, actually we'll keep it the same for the support level as well over here that I can see. And then we'll go back to the 1 hour time frame because I want to touch on a few things. So you can see here, look at this, major rejections. This is support level, breaks through this, and I can even drag this across and it'll still hold valid, as you can see here. Breaks through. Now this red zone is a key area. It's a key area, right? Why? Because this is like, now we're getting to the actual roof of the peak height of this, where price like this has been holding for a long time, and now price, now it's like this. Like I mentioned, astronauts rocket, we are reaching, we're flying higher and higher towards the sky. Now we're reaching the atmosphere, and I think to escape what's the escape velocity, around, it's about 40,000 miles an hour. I could be wrong with something like that, to escape the Earth's atmosphere. And this is basically the atmosphere to push, and now obviously we reached the pinnacle point and we got to break this, and that's what this candle does here. Go to a small time frame, price breaks, we're following that, we're going with the trend, we're going in volume, we hit a crucial area, price breaks through, comes down. And this, by the way, a lot of mistakes that people make is they see this huge, look at the volume in this candle. Price breaks through, they'll just take that as soon as it closes. They'll take, I mean, sometimes they don't even wait for the close, they'll just take the entry from here, right? And it's like, how insane is that? It's imagine like you taking the entry from here. We're on gold, right? So I normally personally use about 300 points. I'll get taken out. But that's not how I do it, right? I have a fixed stop loss for all my trades because my zones are constant sniper entries. So zones are high quality, so I know how much I can get away with every single time. Ideally, if you was to take your entry, look at these long wick rejections here. I'm gonna change the color of these so these stand out more. Let's color them yellow. Long wick rejection, bullish. Long wick rejection, bullish. In this case, guys, look, we're getting 3 super strong long wick rejections. They show me the candle strength. Well, basically with this one, obviously we've got long wick rejections. These are pretty much 90% and above, or 88% and above. Very strong bullish candles. And then you can ideally take your trade from there, or you can go on a smaller time frame. Support level is definitely obviously established here, you can see, right? But if you want to play it super safe, you can have your stop loss below the zone or below the wicks, the low of the wicks. And look, prices, I mean, even if you check it out here, right? Look at this. What do you notice here? None of these bullish candles, or well, even none of these candles, even bearish candles or bullish, ever break below this zone here. So you can even, once you take this, you can even have it pretty much, well, not below this zone, ideally below these low of these wicks over here, right? And still you get a nice move out of it. And this is what you want to do. Well, the point I'm trying to make is drawing zones alone is never going to be enough. Add some kind of a confluence to it as well, right? Ideally it's the boiling point, the pressure points. If you can target price, I'll give you another example over here. Look at this. This is a high over here on the 4 hour time frame. Let me just drag this across. I know I'm on the 1 hour, but then what can you do? Remember, same thing, right? So now this one turns red. Let's call it, should we change the color of this one? We'll color it yellow. Right, look at this. Every time price keeps rejecting this area, now this is where people normally go wrong. This is why I don't sell from resistance, I don't buy from support. Imagine you're taking sell from here, eventually you just get blasted, taken out. Price breaks through, so I mean, look at this. This consolidation, decisions are being made, right? And I guarantee it, if I take this back, I can just dissect this zone so much. these zones. Let me just show you a few examples. Okay, so for a while, I just clicked on something else. Okay, for a while this was a major resistance area. Let's change the color of this. This area, this resistance, this was a resistance until we got these breakouts. Now when you see something like this, right, this basically, and let me just sharpen this up and clean this up a bit more. Remember what I said? Look at this, super steep. We're just pricing making highs, breakthrough, right? We're just entering new area. Now when the price gets to this area, now we're staying here. Now obviously, imagine if you was to take a trade. Let's just say you took a trade, right? Price up here. Let's see how much we can get away with. I mean, still, like, now where do you put your stop loss? How would you take this position when you're seeing all this kind of a mess over here? How you should take it really is below the zone, but you gotta, I mean, imagine you took the trade up here, but I mean, let's be honest, we're seeing bullish candles, but are they actually entry patterns, signal patterns? No, they are not. Sometimes you even probably have to just go to a smaller time frame. But if I was to even, I mean, if you even left this trade, right, if you saw something like this, I mean, what is this even, this bubble here, right? I mean, so look at this, like here, there's nothing here, right? There's nothing here to please the appetite. But if I might see another entry here. Look at this. This is your resistance. Price breaks through. This is now your support. Now the problem with this is also another major 4-hour zone. You see what I'm saying? This is a major zone. So you can't just take your entry from here. Even though this zone, everything is valid, but you can't just take, and in this example it would work, but you can't take your entry from here. The better thing to do is, rather than trying to take trades off something like this, I'll tell you what you should do. What should be done is, look at this. Now we're working from this one, so let's get rid of the previous one, because like, okay, don't want to work off that. Now look at this. Does this make sense? Now this is the new, now obviously this is a mini version, right? Same concept, right? Now this is the boiling point. Resistance, the price is still bullish, very bullish. Breakout, look at this, we break through this major zone, price comes down, and now you got this long wick rejection over here. And if I go to a small time frame, it will definitely give me some kind of a, you know, entry. But let's just can't bother going to small time frame right now, but you get the idea, obviously. And you can still get a nice little 1 to 3. Super simple. Now obviously if you apply this again and again to other time frames, the whole idea, what I'm trying to say is, don't just use zones alone. They're not going to work. Don't just use zones alone. You know, use Fibonacci levels, use trend lines, breakout, you know, you gotta I mean, this is just one currency pair, right? This happens over and over again. Now for some of these examples you can actually use them for sells. Some of these examples you can use them obviously for buys. See if we can maybe find one more inside here. So price is obviously well, it's very bullish. How could you have taken this position? Obviously got this, you know, price is heading up. I mean, look at the momentum in here. This is normally, okay, price breaking through. Now we've got this level over here. Let's clean this up a bit. Perfect. Let's color it black. And if I go to a small time frame, I'm just gonna get the rejection straight away again. Yeah. And again, on a smaller time frame, look at this, right? Very bullish. Got the thrust, we reach the boiling point. I'll just call it this red so you understand better from the previous example. Price comes down, resistance. Some people may have gone for a sell. Very silly if you find against this bullish move push. Price breaks through, comes down, creates that support level. You can just take, I mean, a very strong, look at this, no wick at top. It's 100% candle, bullish candle, around 300 points, 350 points, and you can just capitalize on these monster moves, right? Almost 1 to 8, guys. 7.5, almost 1 to 8. This is, I mean, passing challenges, passing problems, getting payouts. Trust me, eventually gets to a stage where even 10% drawdown feels like a lot. it all comes down to how you manage your risk, how your strategy, how your edges. And if you want to learn all the secrets, all my, how I personally trade, how my edges, link will be in the video description. Yeah, hope you found value from this. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, take care, and I'm out.